Podsmashers of the internet, and welcome to another episode of
80-Bit Podsmash,
where gaming goes to grab a beer. We are your hosts,
Penguin and Termite,
and we are a weekly video game podcast smashing together the ideas that you care about with video games.
All right, y'all, we're gonna be honest with you. We're gonna lay it on heavy tonight. Tonight, as you've seen in the title, I'm sure it is the most controversial episode that Penguin and Termite have ever done.
You thought our last disagreements with unions and the epic Steam debacle were contentious.
It was heavy, and tonight, it's like there's no topic that will be left untouched. All of the controversy,
this could be the end of 80-Bit Podsmash.
Politics, religion, we're gonna tear it all apart, and you probably will be leaving this episode just super ticked off. But before we get into all of that insanity and just ridiculous, we wanted to start off a little bit light. So we'll talk about the beer that we're drinking. We are drinking tonight. It is from Center of the Universe, which is actually a local brewery. It's just outside of Richmond. It's about
Ashland,
2 exits
Virginia.
from my house. Yeah, in Ashland, Virginia.
Yep.
And it's the cookie. It's a oatmeal raisin cookie porter.
Can you read?
Oatmeal raisin cookie porter, and it's good. It tastes more like a stout than a porter to me.
It doesn't. I usually don't like porters, and this is a good one. Maybe I'm starting to like porters because I'm saying that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This oatmeal raisin cookie porter is brewed with highly specialized malts and finished with the whole cinnamon sticks, creating a liquid dessert fit for the cookie jar. Originating from Center of the Universe satellite members Rand and Amanda, this treat needed to be shared with the whole universe. Drink your dessert.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of gingerbread stout, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, like a lighter ginger, not as heavy, not as thick. So cool. So we talked about what we're talking about tonight, kind of vaguely. We kind of hinted at it. What is going on in the world? What's going on in
stuff.
news?
One of the most things that I'm excited about is Turtle Rock is back publishing under Warner Brothers. They're making a new game called Back for Blood, which is amazing because the last game they made was Left 4 Dead 2. They made
Back
Evolve.
4 Blood.
Yeah, but Back.
Oh, they made Evolve?
They did. They made Evolve, which kind of flopped.
Yeah.
1 versus 5 mentality where you have, have you ever...
Yeah, I did. I played it. I played the...
That's right. 5 players total, 1 versus 4. Yeah.
I played the... they had a free weekend. Mm-hmm. And I really liked it, but I can also understand why it was...
I never even played it because I read and heard all this stuff about it.
It was mostly about the way it was being
monetized.
Yeah.
Yep, I heard you had to spend $100 to even get a game.
When you got the game, if you bought the base game, you got 2 monsters. Yeah, and they had planned 5 or 6 or something like that, and they kept releasing more. It was a games as a service kind of early games as a service. They were releasing more of the whatever the heroes, whatever the basic dudes were called, and then also more monsters, and you had to pay for. So it only released with a handful of playable characters, and people were not.
Yeah, I don't blame them. But I'm extremely excited. I put 70-some hours into Left 4 Dead 2 and probably 40 to 50 in Left 4 Dead 1. I played it more than as much as Counter-Strike back in the day. It was
Left 4 Dead was one of those games that came out during my WoW phase, so I never played it, but the way people talk about it, especially as a co-op experience.
Oh, it's the best.
Makes me
it's so
I feel like I missed out.
Good.
I want to play it really bad.
And there was 5 episodes, 5 levels that you run through, and each one would probably take you about an hour. And so it's a very fast game, but you probably commit to about an hour every time you sit down to play. But it was literally I'm coming home from school, from college at the time. Who's online? Let's play Left 4 Dead. Doesn't matter if it's 1 dude or 3. If you had a full party of 4, it was let's turn up the difficulty. Let's try this for real. And there was legit strategies. We would get rocked. We'd get frustrated at each other. It was so good.
Nice.
Everyone had to split up different weapon types and how to handle all the first aid packs, because each person can carry 1, but then you use that 1 and they're consumable and you have to find them in the wild. So it's not, you can heal each other or yourself. So everyone gets a healing pack at the beginning, but then as people go down, you heal your partners and you spend your own, but then you're down, so someone has to heal you. And so there's this whole meta game to. Oh, it's awesome! It's so good. So I'm extremely excited about Back for Blood.
Nice.
I will hopefully
it's good. Hopefully it stands up.
Play with some friends.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be awesome. Turok. Dinosaur Hunter. we talked about this last week when I was like, I'm excited about this Steam Microsoft streaming because there's only game I wanted to play on my Steam library right now is Turok. Then it was announced that it's coming to the Switch. Well, now it's out.
Well,
it came out on the 18th.
Is that the one that they hinted at? Didn't Nintendo, like, wasn't it leaked that they hinted at doing, they were going to be dropping or like resurrecting a dead IP? Like something that...
I don't think it's the same thing.
Oh, you don't think it's...
No, because this is an already existing kind of a up-res remaster type thing from Night Dive Studios that came out on Steam.
I gotcha.
It's the exact same thing. They just poured that over.
Cool.
Yeah, and what it hinted, this whole rumor about Nintendo reviving an old IP sounds a lot more in depth. Like it's going to be a new entry in that IP's franchise.
I see.
Versus just a port.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. It's $20 though, which is a little much.
What if it's going to be a new Turok?
What was that?
That was my dog.
Where?
I think he probably wants in one of the rooms. I'm going to let him in this room. So kill the dead space and we'll cut later.
So there's this window over here and I'm hearing funny noises outside the window because Dan primed me before we started this with some scary subreddit he was reading. These crazy stories of butcherings in the woods and footsteps and all this. I hope you're not listening to this at night because this might.
Well, then
you
just
out.
Don't read Let's Not Meet.
I totally am going to stay as far away as possible from Let's Not Meet. There's no question about that. I'm not even.
I feel like it's like mental preparation for my own like protectiveness as a father. I'm now like
I've never done that.
That's fine. You don't have to. It's my own way of preparing myself to shield my son and my family from the terrors and horrors of the world. So, I mean, it inspired me to like look into. We have like a security system installed because the previous owners, but we don't have it activated. I probably should not be like advertising this over the internet, but
hello world.
But it's fine because we're probably going to turn that back on. But I was also looking at some competitors to see what other options.
Nobody
were out
on
there.
the internet knows where you live.
That's true. That's fair. Unless we start broadcasting my address. I live at 555. I'm kidding. That was even a completely made up number. It's not my address. That's not. We're close to my address. All right. So you were talking about
just talking about Turok. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. I'm excited. It's coming to Switch and it's relevant. It's a good game. So
one of the I think since last time we talked a lot about Borderlands, and the announcement will probably have already been made by now, but one of the teasers they released was a pixelated picture of what looks like Borderlands 2. So one of the theories is that they're also going to be the only platform that doesn't currently have Borderlands 2 on it is the Switch. So that's one of the theories that Handsome Collection will be coming
came out for the Vita.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Freaking VR has Borderlands. So, one of the theories is that the Handsome Collection will be coming to the Switch, which would be cool. But I'm not going to buy it again.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Especially I'm not paying the Switch tax for it. You know what I mean? Like, I love Borderlands, but I already own it on the PC and on PlayStation, and I got it on PlayStation for a song. So I'm not going to buy it on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Also, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is coming out.
It's coming out. That'll be out by the time this.
Yeah, by the time this airs, it'll be out. So look out for those reviews. I am not going to play it, probably. I heard some preview footage discussion about it. The difficulty is just as hard as Bloodborne.
Dark Souls, yeah.
They are doing some different character progression that seems to be more fun than previous entries in the Dark Soul, Demon Soul, Bloodborne entry.
Yeah.
But it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like dying a lot.
Yeah,
so,
me neither.
Yeah. That's cool. And then the biggest thing is GDC is happening as we speak, as we record this, and tomorrow is Google's big gaming announcement at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Pacific time. So it'd be 1 p.m. here.
Yeah.
And they had Jade Raymond of Assassin's Creed fame moved over to Google. Like she left Ubisoft and went over to Google. So she's like, it's rumored that they hired her to do this. She's a game developer and maker and producer, like highly renowned in her field. So she's awesome, and she's going to be in Google, so it's speculating that she's working on this. And then there was a patent filed for that Google controller. Someone took the patent and made a 3D render of it, which is it's not real, it's fake. But, it's like they were speculating on what it could do, and so there's all this hype and speculation about what does Google's streaming service look like. We had the Google Chrome streaming service for Assassin's Creed Odyssey preview.
Project Stream or whatever.
Project Stream, and so we don't really know what it is because that's all the hints and teases have happened. But my speculation is that this is going to be something joined with YouTube, since Google owns YouTube.
Okay.
And it's going to compete directly with Twitch streamers.
Yeah,
and it will
YouTube
be some
YouTube already does streaming as well. Like you can stream over YouTube. So,
but for some reason, Twitch is the ubiquitous platform for
I'm
for
just
gaming.
saying that streaming over YouTube is nothing new. So
but this would be like the dedicated thing. Version, it's like right from the cloud, maybe remove loading screens, maybe allowing people to jump in and out, like in a new way that no one's really done before. So it's like if you're streaming, if you're watching someone play this game, maybe you can jump right in to their game, or you could also get a copy and start streaming it right away on your own channel. Like just those ease of and the lowering the barrier of entry into those things. And because it's a streaming service, you can play it on your phone. You can hook up to PS4 controllers, Xbox controllers. There's all this stuff that just came out about it being hooked up. There's API for the Switch controllers, the Joy-Cons both individually together, and the Pro controller. So that all this stuff has come out about what it could be, and it's all going to be unveiled tomorrow.
Sweet.
Who knows what it'll be?
Who knows what it'll be? What if they have a console? I think didn't I talk about like
could be.
Wouldn't it be crazy if like Google tried to jump in? I think I compared Microsoft joining.
PlayStation, Nintendo, and Sega.
Yeah, like Microsoft's ousting of Sega was like I was like it would be comparable to like Google just coming out and being like, oh, we're doing a console. So. I don't know if that happened. What if I'm a prophet? What if I'm a predicting?
Yeah, there's no indication that Google has any proprietary games, so there's no first party for them.
Right.
So it'd all be third party.
They would have to have that. They would have to announce, hey, we're doing making first party games. Yeah.
Yep.
So
which would be crazy. So I think if there is a console, it's just probably going to be a diskless box that hooks up to the everything.
Yeah, even could. I saw some rumor that was like it could even be done through theoretically, it could be done through like the more advanced versions of the Chromecast. Yeah, because they already have like a Bluetooth, so you could connect a controller to it. Yeah, so be interesting. Cool.
We'll see. By the time this launches, you guys will have all the answers. Yep. This to be updated, so that's cool.
Nice. All right, you ready for our very serious?
Doing this podcast is our favorite thing. Doing this podcast is our favorite thing.
Just because our topic is serious doesn't mean that our favorite things has to be. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why you said that either.
It's cool. All right. Favorite Things is a segment in our podcast where we like to update you with the thing that we are digging this week, the thing that we're into, in hopes that you might find your favorite thing. So what's your favorite thing, yo? Do you want me to do my favorite thing?
Yeah, I had it like the whole way here. I was like, I'm going to talk about this. It's going to be great.
My favorite thing
now I don't have it
is, I'm going to say, the canal path in Fredericksburg. It is just what would it be, like a 3-mile loop or something like that?
3.1 and some change.
Yeah, it's just a little loop that goes around through downtown Fredericksburg and down by the river. And me and my wife, Saturday was such a beautiful day that we were like, you know what we need to start getting in the habit of doing as parents and just as people in general? We need to start getting in the habit of like going out on nice days and spending time outside with our son. Like we're both have a natural inclination to just be like indoor hermits, especially me. I'm like, I want to play games in my cave all day. And it's like, no, I don't want that for my son. Or at least I want to prevent that as much as possible for my son. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
So
that's good.
Like, let's get him outside. Let's get some vitamin D. So we went with some friends and we walked the canal path. And one of our friends' like sister came and brought her cute little baby tiny puppy, and it was really sweet. So yeah, it was just nice to kind of like get out with my son. I mean, he was in the stroller, but like covered from the sun. Yeah. Like we didn't have him just like sunlight, because he's 5 weeks old. He's not ready to be in direct sunlight. But
here's some vitamin
fresh
D.
air and some exercise was just great for both me and my wife and the son. So. That is my favorite thing, the Fredericksburg Canal Path.
I completely forgot my favorite thing.
Okay.
But I remembered a new one.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go with
Sweet.
it. Sometimes GameStop runs a little sale where you can find 4 pre-owned games priced at $5 each for $10. So instead of paying $20, you get half off if you find 4 games. And so I picked up the 3 Dragon Age games that are available on PS3. Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age Awakening, and Dragon Age 2, along with Far Cry 3, because I needed to round out that 4 and spent $10 and got 4 new games with lots of trophy potential.
Sweet.
My motivation for all of that was I want to experience more of BioWare from the middle of the road between Anthem that just came out, which flopped, and Knights of the Old Republic, which came out like 2002 and was amazing. I have kind of stepped off that ship. Yep. So I didn't play any Mass Effect game. I didn't play any Dragon Age or Dragon Age games at all. And so that motivated me. It was cheap enough to be like, I can do that. And if I don't play them, okay.
No skin off my back. Yeah, right. I've got Dragon Age and Mass Effect 1 and 2 sitting in my Steam library. So after playing Anthem, I'm like, I need to give this franchise a shot. I've heard Mass Effect 1 is a slog, and that 2 is better. Like, if you get in, so I even had a friend that was like, just play 2. Like, just play 2 to get a sense of what Mass Effect is. And then, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't made a decision yet because I haven't been, like, itching to play it. Though, as, like, a side note, I just found out that, this is something that I always wanted WoW to do for a long time, and they haven't done it until just now, which is they're doing like a free weekend for returning players. So,
nice.
If you have any inactive, it doesn't matter how long it's been inactive,
really?
Any inactive WoW account, this weekend. So from the 21st to the 24th or something like that.
Man,
so
I
it's
want
like,
to do that.
It's like Thursday through Monday or something like that. It's just like, hop back on, play it and have a good time and play us money. But
they did that whole Skull of Resurrection thing, where if you had a friend that was playing, they could revive you.
Yeah, you know what? And guess
free.
what? I was like a 1 month shy or something from being eligible for that. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't be eligible for the Scroll of Resurrection.
Didn't you do that for me?
No, I don't
know. Someone did that for me a while ago. But
either way, so I'm kind of like, ooh, I might hop on some WoW this weekend. So my sisters will be in town, which will be even more of a reason to retreat to my hidey hole.
That was my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
I found Fallout 76 for $15.
That's right.
And I want people to play with me, and you don't want to. You said absolutely not.
Absolutely
you
not.
shut that down.
Which is funny, because Fallout 76 was reviewed better than Anthem was. But I played the beta.
But come brew some moonshine with me.
I just don't.
That's all I want to do. That's it. $15 to go brew some moonshine. Yes, that's awesome. I don't care if I do
much money for that.
Anything else in that game. I'm going to start it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to go to West Virginia and brew some moonshine and sell it. And then I'm done. I'll probably finish the story because it's not that long.
So speaking of bad things, I've got some more bad news.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna be skipping DLC today, just to make sure that we have enough time and room to do our main topic.
We should do that.
Yeah. So I think it's probably time that we go ahead and rip off this Band-Aid and introduce what our main topic is today. So today we are going to be talking about
April Fools!
We totally tricked you guys.
You thought we were going to get serious.
Thought it was going to be serious, but we're going to have a good time tonight. I tricked you on two fronts. Not only did I say that we were talking about something serious when we're not actually going to be talking about anything serious at all.
Nope.
I also said we weren't doing DLC, and that was a total lie as well.
This whole episode is
DLC
downloadable content
plus 10 DLC
episode
unloaded DLC Revolutions. This is a whole episode is one big DLC, and by big DLC I mean it's like a bunch of DLC. We're just gonna be doing a bunch of DLCs. So for those who are like, what are they talking about and why are they making stupid noises with their mouth holes? DLC is usually it's like a little sub discussion to our main discussion, something that's just kind of more fun to get your wheels spinning. So this whole episode is going to be just a bunch of little fun mini conversation discussions because we wanted to have fun and do something fun because it's April 1st and it's April Fools.
Fools.
I don't know. There's like a long-standing internet tradition of enjoying and having fun on April Fools. So I think I don't know if this is the first episode we've done in April, like close to April Fools. I'm sure we did an episode close to April Fools.
Last year,
but we'd like to make a yearly tradition out of doing, like the week of April Fools, whatever that is. Yep. We'll do something fun. Maybe it'll be different each time though, so maybe it won't just be all DLC. But
maybe next time we'll just sing the whole time.
The whole episode is just one musical episode. Yes. I like that idea. So Ubisoft is screwing the pooch.
No, they're doing great.
Well, who knows what they'll be doing next year, though.
The Division 2 is wonderful.
Yes. So for our first DLC, this is our main DLC, and we did for our Valentine's Day, or like kind of Valentine's Day episode DLC, we did Who Sent Me Dis.
Who Sent Me Dis?
Which was a DLC that we experimented with that I liked a lot. And in Who Sent Me Dis, we kind of traded off playing this game where one of us would come up with like a gift that you typically get on Valentine's Day from a romantic interest, and then the other one would say who came up with that gift, and then we would analyze it and say, okay, in light of what video game characters sent that, we would analyze it and say, so for the example I used was, someone sent you flowers, and he says, oh, Bowser sent me flowers, and I say, okay, in light of Bowser sending you flowers, then the implications are those flowers are all piranha plants.
And eat your face off.
And eat your face off. So that was the example. So
And
we're
steal
doing
your
a
wife.
little twist on who sent me this, and this one is who did this?
Who did this?
Who did this? And that's so it's like a prank. So instead of like gifts, we're going to be talking about like stereotypical pranks.
All right.
And so we'll each come up with a prank, like, a scary thing in my closet, or
I got one.
or
I got a prank.
someone pretended to these two characters pretended to get engaged.
Oh, family friendly.
It doesn't have to
Okay, I
be
got a
family friendly. So it'll be like stereotypical pranks, and then the other one will say who did it, and then we'll analyze it, break it down together. So,
Sounds like fun.
cool.
Let's
All right.
do it.
Who did this? You said you have one. So
I do. Someone rubbed your toothbrush in soap.
Someone rubbed my toothbrush
In soap.
Soap.
So when you go to brush your teeth, it's not a good experience.
Uh-huh. I got a good one. Claptrap did that.
So
He totally goes overboard. Like, it's gonna be overboard. Like, do you know? Do you watch the show New Girl by any chance?
yeah.
So you know Winston, how Winston always just like goes overboard with the
Yep.
pranks.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like Claptrap would be too. like the he
So the
rubs-
soap is just the beginning.
yeah, it's.
So what he really did is now replace your shampoo with hot sauce.
Or I feel like it's like slag. Like the soap is slag, and
You take more damage.
or it's corrosive. It's like starts corroding your teeth.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's actually going to give you extra cavities. For
Somehow it draws like bullymongs. Yeah, sometimes
They
somehow
bust
it's like
through your
a
window.
bullymong.
Oh, jeez. I'm naked and there's a bullymong.
Protect me, Squire. All right, I got one. I got a basic one. You open your door and someone egged your house.
Aw.
Who did this?
Who would egg my house? Mega Man did it.
Mega Man did it.
Yeah, he replaced eggs in his arm. He put, instead of the Mega
Yeah,
Buster arm
like
that
egg
shoots
launchers.
like energy, it just popped a bunch of eggs at you.
I think, like, in honor of him being in Smash Bros, I bet you he got the eggs from Yoshi. They're like Yoshi eggs.
Ooh.
All over your house.
Yeah.
There's little,
Blap, blap, blap,
they're
blap.
like, there's like shattered in their
Smack,
little
smack, smack, smack.
spots.
Yeah.
Little
And
spotted
huge
eggs.
mess.
Mhm.
That would be a nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Don't ever egg my house. I will escalate that.
It's a fun little story. I had a really close friend growing up, but we moved away from where, like, Fairfax, I think is where we lived, where our families were close. And so like summers though, he would like every other summer be like, he'd come to my house for a week one summer, and then I'd go to his house for a week one summer. And
Yeah.
as we got older, we got into more and more shenanigans. But so if you ever listen to this, Taylor, shout out Taylor. But
What up?
so one of the shenanigans we got into was, well, I guess we didn't really get into it. We were at his house, and someone started egging his house, and it happened like 2 nights in a row.
And you were there?
Yeah, well, we were. Yeah,
You watched
I was
it
there.
happen?
I know we didn't see it, but like we would wake up and there'd be eggs all over his house.
Oh,
and, like, we'd
geez.
have to clean it up.
Yeah.
And we got annoyed because we're like, we have to clean this up.
Mm-hmm.
So we staked out his house. The third night, we staked out his house the entire night with, I believe we had airsoft guns or something.
Jeez.
And we stayed up the entire night staking out this house, each
Mm-hmm.
like taking different points. It was really boring, and we didn't find anyone,
Aw.
but they didn't come the third night.
Of course
so
not.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my experience with eggings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah,
So-
fooled me a third time, and
You're an idiot.
yeah,
Just stop. It's obvious. Yeah.
yeah, that's my experience with egging. All right, you got another who did this?
I'm thinking of like Home Alone pranks. Someone strapped a can of paint to your ceiling and threw it at you while you were coming up the stairs.
It's a good one, but it doesn't have to be like, that's a classic one. Like someone put like paint or something.
Yeah.
Like you open up a door and something falls on your head.
Right.
So that's just that classic setup.
Yeah.
The video game character who did that was Cade 6 from Destiny.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. He's guardian training. He's trying to prepare you.
Is that
He's trying to. It's his way
trying to
of
toughen
like,
you up?
It's trying to like, yeah, or like test your reflexes, make sure like, especially because he's the hunter. He's like the hunter
Yeah.
class vanguard or whatever. So like his whole thing, so it's all about agility and speed. So he's trying to like test your dodging skills.
Man, all I can think of is what's his name?
That's how he would justify it. He'd really just laugh
Who's
at you
the
because it's
voice of
Nathan Fillion. Yeah.
Nathan, yeah, Fillion. Yep. So he would just like point and laugh at you,
Yeah.
like laying on your bed.
But
as
then,
you walk
when
into
you
your
get mad
room.
at him, he'd be like, "Hey, I was just testing you, Guardian.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
testing your skills, Guardian.
Here's a battle pass or whatever. What is Destiny 2's season pass?
Yeah,
is
season
called.
pass or whatever.
Here's the next increment.
Yeah.
You get this free year. You'll have to pay another $100 next year.
Yeah,
if you want to
pretty
keep this
much.
going.
Yeah. All right, who did this? My prank is... And I've pulled tons of pranks. So just straight up, the old classic prank phone call. You get a prank phone call. Who did this? Who is this?
Who is prank phone calling
Who's prank
me?
phone calling you? Do it like specifically like an old lady voice, but like a very poorly disguised old lady voice.
Oh, your refrigerator's running. It's Daisy.
Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
That's who it is.
That's
It's
Daisy.
Princess Daisy.
Princess Daisy.
Yeah.
Did I win?
Did I win? That's actually Peach. Daisy
I know, but
doesn't say
mocking
that.
Peach.
Oh,
So she's Daisy. Yeah.
that's all that needs to be said. Yeah, that's all. That's it. All right. Yay, that's who did this.
Who did this?
Bow, 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 bow.
Wow, wow, wow.
But we're not over with the bow, 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 bows.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Let's do another DLC. Let's do a fan favorite, which is
Blank, blank.
blank, blank. So
You
blank,
come
blank.
up with a blank, I fill it with a blank.
Yep. The blank is like a contest, and the other blank is the characters and or like the video game characters
Mhm.
who are competing in that contest.
Yes.
So I'll come up with the contest. You
Okay.
want me to do the contest?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
If
So
you
the
want.
competition is a 3-legged race. So I guess you have to come up with like 4 characters. So 2 characters that are a team and 2 other characters.
Are you
that a
referencing
team.
our Double Dash weekend?
Yeah,
When we broke out Mario Kart
Which
Double
somehow
Dash?
I won.
You did.
Like I both won as a team and as an individual.
Yep.
I am apparently the best gamer in our group of friends.
Yeah,
because then I
apparently so.
like spanked you all in Smash. So.
Yeah, all day long.
Man.
You just wrecked us.
It's just awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I came in second with that Mario Kart Double Dash.
Did.
It was very rusty.
Yeah.
I still haven't tested that controller yet.
I was on Rainbow Road and didn't fall once.
I know.
That's how I won.
And I only
super
fell
impressed.
once. That's how I came in second place.
Yeah, I think I just got lucky. I didn't get hit by any like poorly timed shell. I didn't get Mario Karted like I usually do.
That's true. Yeah.
So sorry, no one wants to hear about our weekend. They want to hear about the 3-legged race.
A 3-legged race with 4 couples.
Yeah, 4 couples.
Ooh, Liquid and Solid Snake are one
Okay.
because they hate each other. Ice Climbers are another.
I mean, if you're gonna do Ice Climbers would win in that case.
Would they? They're tiny.
Yeah, but they're like a team. They always work together. I was thinking if you're doing Liquid and Solid Snake, then I'll hit you with one other famous video game couple that hate each other, Dante and Virgil.
Oh, do they hate each other? I don't know their story.
Hate each other.
Okay.
They hate.
They're twin
each
brothers,
other.
right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're twins or if one of them's a little bit older because in Devil May Cry 5 they refer to Dante or the Virgil as the older brother. So
Oh, interesting.
but I don't know if it's like older by a few minutes or whatever. So,
Huh. Okay.
but twins, yeah. So
Do you want to use them?
yeah, let's do it. Let's
All right.
do Dante, Virgil,
And then
Liquid and Solid Snake. Oh, you're gonna do another couple?
Well, you said 4 couples, right?
Oh, I meant 4 characters. So
Oh,
I
I
guess,
see.
but we can do 4 couples. Yeah, and then we'll just
That's
see
why I
who
wanted
wins
to do
in a race.
Ice Climbers.
Okay, Ice Climbers. So there we go.
And then Wario and Waluigi is the last couple.
Oh, Wario and Waluigi would win in a
How?
heartbeat.
No, the height difference alone would be a joke. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but they would basically sabotage all the other pairs.
Oh yeah, they would. Yeah, they would have their
in
pranks
fact,
and their jokes.
Other than Ice Climbers, like,
And see, Ice Climbers have their height disadvantage too. How do you get a bag around their one leg each?
it's
And
fine.
How do they have any room to move?
The only ones they would actually have to say, because Liquid and Solid Snake would just be fighting, and so would Dante and Virgil. Like,
Yeah.
from the onset, from go,
Yeah.
they would just be fighting.
Yeah.
It would be like epic fighting, especially like Dante and Virgil would be like flying all over the place and like knocking down buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
But they would still be fighting and stop caring about the race like seconds into it.
Right.
Same with Liquid and Solid Snake, more or
Mhm.
less, except it would be much more like subtle, like bombs and
They
stuff.
would- the moment the gun goes off at the beginning of the race, there's like a smoke flare, and then both Solid and Liquid Snake are gone. And they're like, where did they go?
They're just straight up gone.
Yeah, they
They're
just
just
leave.
gone.
Yeah.
They're just done.
And then like Metal Gear Rex.
They both like freaked
comes
out
in,
because of the gunshot. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
and then they want to get a stealth jump on each other.
And what they left behind is a bag full of explosives that then Waluigi and Wario start throwing at the Ice Climbers
Yep.
as they win.
Yeah, because Dante and Virgil have launched themselves into the sky,
Yeah,
having a Dragon Ball Z fight
Yeah,
in the
basically.
air,
Yeah.
slamming into each other.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, Waluigi's throwing
And
bombs.
by this
and
point, no
Ice
one's
Climbers-
actually paying attention to the race.
Ice Climbers is trying to get their hammer out of the bag, and it can't fit because their bodies take up the whole bag. And so they're trying to yank the hammer out to get rid of the explosives. They get hit. They're going all over the place. And Waluigi and Wario kind of hobble along laughing as they giggle across the finish line.
Nice. Yep. That's how it goes.
That's how it went down.
Yep. I'm glad we're in agreement. All right. Let's move on. So this is one that this is a DLC that I thought would be funny. So I'll preface it by saying we all know anyone who's worked in retail or has like closely observed retail knows those customers who just want to talk to the manager.
You put quotes up.
I put quotes. Talk to the manager. I want to talk to the manager.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a video game character who wants to talk to the manager?
Who is that? Lara Croft.
Lara Croft?
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like Laura's pretty understanding.
No, she's pretty conceited.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that of her?
It's all about me. I have to do this because this is what I think. Nothing else matters. And I haven't even played Shadow.
You are
of the Tomb
halfway
Raider.
through Rise of the Tomb Raider,
I finished
aren't you?
it.
Oh, okay.
I finished Rise. I haven't played
gotcha.
Shadow yet.
Okay.
But I hear it gets worse in Shadow.
She does get a little, yeah.
Yeah, and I already can see it.
I feel like Act 1, Lara Croft in Shadow of the Tomb Raider would be like that. By Act 3, she has some character development, and I don't think would quite be like that, but definitely Act 1, Lara Croft, yeah. No, I can agree with that. I would say my answer, I think Princess Zelda would probably want to talk to the manager. Especially
no patience at all.
Specifically, Twilight Princess era Zelda. Other Zeldas are much more like the what is Link's Awakening one that she's modeled after in Smash. Like she looks very pleasant and nice and like
Link Between Worlds. Come on, son.
Ocarina of Time. Is it Link Between Worlds?
Yes.
I'm sorry, whatever.
Jeez.
Ocarina of Time Zelda would also be like understanding and wise. Tetra.
Speaking of being conceited.
Tetra from Wind Waker would also probably want to talk to the manager, like the Tetra version of her. Is it Tetra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
For a reason I thought that sounded weird when I said it, but yeah. So like, there are a couple of specific versions. I would say Tetra for sure, and Princess Zelda from Twilight Princess would definitely want to talk to the manager. I feel like Midna would. I mean, gosh, while we're talking about Zelda characters, Midna would probably want to talk to the manager.
Yes, she would.
She would be an awful
customer.
Awful customer.
She would just demand it.
But she's also a good like prankster too. You know?
She is.
She'd be like a mix, but she'd be talking to the manager because she wants she has an ulterior motive, and like her hair is doing something like rearranging games on the shelf or something like that.
Barrett from Final Fantasy VII would be a terrible customer.
For sure.
He would come in with his gun arm up and just demand whatever he wants.
I want to speak to the manager.
Yeah, and the moment he is denied anything that he wants, manager! And he would start shooting into the air, I bet, just to scare and intimidate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. Gosh, anyone else you have on your mind? Handsome Jack. Definitely, like, especially like pre-villain, even villainy Handsome Jack. Just Handsome Jack in general would.
Although villainy Handsome Jack would probably just stand on the counter and pop you in the face.
Shoot it,
and then it'd be done. It's like
even if you didn't do anything wrong, you do everything right.
Yeah.
You're like an amazing employee. You obeyed all of his demands, and then he'd shoot you for giggles right at the end. Yeah,
he would.
So like pre-villain, like pre-sequel Handsome Jack at the start.
Yeah,
would seem to be like. He'd probably be a difficult customer because it was before he was like a villain and bad and just gonna kill you, but it was like he was still Handsome Jack. He was still kind of a jerk. So I feel like Tyrande Whisperwind from Warcraft 3, the Night Elf leader, the female Night Elf leader, she kind of came across as a stick up her butt. Kind of
is that how we're defining what this let me speak to the manager is?
There's a lot of different personality types. Yeah, I think that would probably act like that. Yeah, there's like a good handful of them, and
like any antagonist.
And stick up Bowser. The butt is kind of one that I think would apply. Yeah. So
it's more fun to think of the protagonists in our favorite games that would do that.
Well, Tyrande's a protagonist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's good.
It's easy to think of all the villains.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No. That's true. Although there's some villains that would just not care. There's a good handful of villains that would just be like, I just wanted to end you, like villain Handsome Jack, like I said. But
a person that would do that in an endearing way, like I want to speak to the manager, would be Elena from Uncharted.
Oh yeah,
like she would want no nonsense, but she wouldn't do it in a condescending way.
No, she wouldn't be mean. She would just be like, "Hey, look, like we're having a disagreement here. Like,
let me just speak to the manager.
Yeah, let's cut through the red tape here. Let's cut through the crap."
Because Nathan Drake is not gonna do that.
No,
he's never gonna send anything back. He's just like, everything's cool, bruh. It's cool. You know, like the pizza doesn't have any of the toppings I ordered, but you're going to charge me for it. Don't worry about it. I'll just come back next time. Maybe you can knock it off my bill. Atlanta's like, no. We need
the right toppings. Yeah, cool. All right, I think that's good. That's a good discussion for that one.
Yeah.
So let's spend the rest of our time as kind of a mini. This one, I guess, is probably going to end up being more like a topic, but it's small and it's not a big deal. It's not like. It's not the super heavy controversial topic that we're talking about.
What are you talking about?
But it's not going to be like a whole
April Fools.
Yeah, the April Fools. This last little. It's not even really. It's somewhere between a DLC and the main topic. It's not quite a main topic because we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. but it's not quite a DLC. It's a little bit more of a like an actual discussion topic than a DLC.
Okay.
So, anyways, what it is, without further ado, is what are some of the best gag missions or April Fool's jokes that you've seen in and around gaming? So what I mean by that is like gag missions are like missions that you didn't necessarily have any reason to think were going to be funny that ended up funny, or even like missions that were just like a jokey, like not controversial, but jokey, like surprise, this is kind of hilarious. So that's one thing. Or like I know a lot of companies will do like April Fool's things, April Fool's jokes. So so gag missions and April Fool's jokes in video games or pulled off by video game companies, respectively.
All right, I'm going to start off with a thing that's related to gaming. It's not an actual video game.
Yeah.
Game Informer every year for their April issue puts a mini edition of their magazine in the centerfold of their issue called Game Enfarcer.
Nice.
And this year's edition, the cover of this Game Enfarcer,
I love it already. Oh God, it's amazing.
half the screen is God of War on the right, with Spider-Man villains as Norse mythology villains.
Nice.
So you have like Kingpin with horns, and you have Octavia Octopus as the. Is that you said the troll or the guys who make your weapons?
Oh, the dwarves. Yeah,
the dwarves. That's wow. Dwarves. Okay, on the left side you have Red Dead Redemption, and you have what looks like Mr. Negative in a saloon with Black. What's her name?
Black Cat.
I can't believe all of my names.
You're bad.
Black Cat's on the roof with like a whip, and Dutch is there, which is just hilarious. Scorpion is a horse, the villain from Spider-Man. Okay, then you have the main hero who is a cross between.
He's in the center, like he's in the foreground.
He's got the Kratos beard and scar. He's Spider-Man.
It's Spider-Man
with both Red Dead Redemption garb, like the ammo belt, a revolver, and Kratos' shoulder pad, and what do you call this? Pelt?
Yeah, the loincloth or whatever.
Loincloth,
he's got the axe. He's got the axe. He's got the blades of chaos coming out of his web shooter.
This is completely...
It's Spider-Man with a beard and a scar. I love it. It's beautiful.
And then at the bottom left, the caption is Spider-Man Award Bait Edition. Insomniac's not getting overshadowed this time.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it.
And so every year I look forward to flipping through Game Enfarcer, where they just completely make fun of the gaming industry, the news bits that have happened, and everything else.
That's awesome.
It's like this year they're making fun of like everyone pulling out of E3.
Yeah, there's good. In fact, speaking of game publications, I think the most, in my mind, if I'm thinking about the most legendary April Fool's joke pulled off by like a video game news site was, do you remember when IGN released the Ocarina of Time trailer, the Ocarina of Time movie trailer?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
Oh, maybe I do.
We're going to link out. Definitely, we need to link off to that. Yeah, because it's so good. It looked like a legit movie. Like, it looked like a legit movie made by Steven Spielberg or something, you know what I mean? Or Peter Jackson. And it looked so good. And it made the internet, especially gamers, just like universally sad for like a month's time, because
that was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, but it was like the most like high quality April Fool's joke. Yeah. In fact, the other one that I saw them do, this was like even before Fantastic Beasts came out. I think it was like the next year, the follow up was they did like they teased a they teased a TV show, like a crime TV show called Horrors, and it was set place in the Harry Potter in America, in the Harry Potter universe. Yeah. And it was like,
oh, that would be awesome.
And it was like, I mean, it was like, it looked like, at first it just looked like a crime, like a typical like crime, anti-terrorist, counter-terrorist like show.
Yeah.
So you had someone in a trench coat like chasing someone up to a roof, and then they got to a roof, and he turned around, and they both like, you saw a shot where you could see their hands, and they both like summoned their wands.
Nice.
And it was like, whoa! And yeah, so they just, IGN for a while did some really like high quality, like April Fool joke.
Yeah.
Like trailer, like movie and TV trailers. So, the other company that I think does a really good job with April Fools is Blizzard.
Oh, every year they knock
every
it out
year.
of the park.
Well, it's hit or miss, but my personal favorite Blizzard April Fools joke was it was before Burning Crusade came out. So Burning Crusade was, when they announced Burning Crusade, it was a situation that's been unique to WoW since. And they did this really annoying thing that the players hated, where they announced the new race for the Horde, and it was the Blood Elves. and everyone was super excited, but they didn't announce the new race for the Alliance. They just said a new race for the Alliance is coming as well.
Okay.
It would turn out that the new race is the Draenei, and there was all kinds of like crazy retconned things that happened with the Draenei because they appeared different. They looked different than they did from their Warcraft 3 appearances, and there was all this like lore implications. Doesn't matter. That was what really happened. Between the announcement of Burning Crusade and the announcement of the Alliance race happened to be April 1st. There happened to be an April 1st that crossed that threshold.
Yeah.
And so Blizzard jokingly announced that the new Alliance race for Burning Crusade was going to be, drumroll please, Wisps.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
The
that.
little Warcraft 3 Night Elf
Builders.
peon units that
they're
would
builders.
circle around trees.
Yep.
The new Alliance race, it was going to be playable as Wisps, and they had all these abilities, like they could like detonate themselves, and like you'd have to start your character all over again if you used the detonate ability.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a wonderful troll. I think the players were both so angry as well, but you know, it was still a well done troll.
I remember this one because
Okay.
it actually consumed some of my time.
Yeah.
The Google Maps Pokemon Challenge.
Oh,
where you had to get
nice.
all 151 Pokemon, and then you have like this status attached to your account that you can
Yeah.
display.
Uh-huh.
And there was rumors of them actually sending you a physical card that like said you were a Pokemon master. I made sure I had all 151 because I didn't know what was a
hilarious.
joke or
Yeah.
wasn't, but it was an overlay over Google Maps anywhere around the world, and there was a giant Reddit forum thread happening where everyone was telling everyone where all the hard Pokemon to find were,
Yeah.
like latitude and longitudes to go get them.
Uh-huh.
And it was awesome.
That's
But it
cool.
was just a total joke,
Yeah.
like April Fool's thing, which it was before Pokemon Go.
Mhm.
So I wonder if they're related at all. But
Mm.
yeah. And of course, how many times has Half-Life 3 been announced and showed off on Steam? Like that happens all the time.
That's just rude. That's just
Yeah.
a rude one. That's like a mean one. That's a
Yeah.
mean-spirited April Fool's joke. Some of them are like good in good taste. Like the ones that I like the best are the April Fool's jokes that I like the best are the ones where like it's plausible enough upon first glance that it actually kind of shocks you until you read it and realize like, oh no, that's just an April Fool's joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, those are good ones. There was one that I liked with Diablo that Blizzard also did like on a following year, and it was like the Herodric Cube app on your phone. Like you could download the Herodric Cube app on your phone.
Oh, yeah?
Remember the Herodric Cube?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could combine
Right.
gems into stronger gems or
Uh-huh.
runes or whatever. The Herodric Cube app on your phone would combine other apps into super apps. So you could put like Twitter and
Nice.
Snapchat into the Herodric Cube, and it would form like Snap Twitter or whatever.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I liked that one a lot too. Some other things while we're speaking of Diablo, this is more of a like a joke / Easter egg thing. In Diablo 1, players were convinced that there was a secret cow level. They became convinced. It was this weird like thing that players were convinced. So players tried forever. This was like, again, this was even like pre-internet. So this was like people just like talking in person. So somehow a rumor got around that Blizzard had programmed in a secret cow level in Diablo 1. There was no secret cow level. And Blizzard, I think eventually they came out and said there was no secret cow level. There is no cow level. So when they made Diablo 2, they insisted.
Oh,
there
that's
was
why
gonna
it's
be
there?
no
Is that the
cow
origin
level.
one?
Yes,
The
origin
origin
is
of it
because
all?
players just made up in Diablo 1 that there was a cow level and
That's
there wasn't.
old, man. That's cool.
So
That's
in
awesome.
Diablo 2, if you found like 3 very obscure items and combined them in the aforementioned Herodric Cube, you could open up a portal to the cow level where you would be swarmed with upright cows wielding halberds that had a like voice. Like the sound effect of the cows was literally just a guy going moo 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 moo
That's South Park.
moo.
Yeah.
It basically was the same thing.
Yeah.
There was a cow king and everything. It was pretty funny. So Blizzard eventually did end up making the secret cow level, even after insisting that there was no cow level.
Mhm.
Insisting there was no cow level rightly in Diablo 1, but even in Diablo 2, they're like, guys, there's not going to be a cow level. Seriously. There's no cow level. It became a running joke, there is no cow level. Diablo 3, I think, even carried it on, and like, they had a hint in Diablo 3 that says there is no cow level. Like, as the screen's loading, it says there's no cow level. They did end up doing like Whimsyshire, so you can go to Whimsyshire and kill teddy bears and unicorns.
Mhm.
But, yeah, there was no cow level in Diablo
I figured
3.
that was related to cow levels.
Yeah.
Man, Google is like, every year they've done stuff too. I remember, did you
Google
ever play
does good stuff
Did you
too.
ever play the Pac-Man
Yep.
Google
Mhm.
Maps? That was
Yep.
2017. That's pretty funny. One of the things that I do remember from 2017 as well was Turtle Beach unveiled the feed bag Never stop gaming, even when you're hungry. Here, play, feed.
Nice.
And it shows a picture of this guy with like a bag under his face and food
eating
sticking out of
pizza,
it.
yeah,
They have the ketogenic feed bag, the cave dweller feed bag, the nutty feed bag, and simply huge feed bag.
Huge. That's funny.
And don't give a feed bag.
Yeah.
White Castle sliders, we think. But it's pretty funny.
Nice. An example of a gag mission that I liked is thinking about Borderlands. One of my favorite kind of running Borderlands 2 jokes is there's an actual mission in Borderlands where you run across a guy whose name is Shooty McShootface, and his mission is titled "Shoot Me in the Face," and the mission objective is shoot him in the face. And all you have to do is shoot him in the face to complete the mission.
Yep.
And the whole time he goes, "Shoot me in the face." It's so funny. I love it. There's another one too where I think there's one. It's later when you encounter Handsome Jack and you have a quest where he asks you to kill yourself and like jump off by jumping off a cliff. And so the mission objective is kill yourself or don't. And you can walk away from the cliff and get credit for it, saying you didn't kill yourself. And Jack gives you some kind of sass, calls you a coward or something like that. But you can't actually jump off the cliff, and it will resurrect you. And then Jack will be like, "I didn't think you were going to do it."
Borderlands is riddled.
Yeah, it's
riddled with gag missions.
So many gag
and
missions.
that whole DLC of Tiny Tina's Dungeons.
Gosh, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons, like your characters in D&D,
Yeah.
or you're actually in the world fighting things, and you hear like Tiny Tina's jokes are hilarious.
So funny.
Breaking through, like a dice falls down and crushes someone. It's a 20-sided die. Like,
Mr.
hilarious.
Torg blocks your path. And you get a shotgun that shoots swords that explode. It's just amazing. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, there's just so many every year. The gaming industry just lights up with tons and tons and tons of April Fools and gag stuff.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens this year. So today, do yourself a favor, hop on your favorite gaming news site, or check out Twitter and just see what kind of funny jokes are floating around. I will for sure specifically go straight to Blizzard.com and see whatever they do this year. It'll be
Didn't
amusing.
they do stuff
at
with
very
the
least.
Pandaria race before?
There was one thing that was like it was before pandas were even a thought in their mind. I believe. I think this was back in it was either Burning Crusade or around Wrath of the Lich King. They had like an in-game Pandarian food delivery service.
Yes,
so
that's right.
You could click a button in the game and order food to be delivered to your home.
And it was a joke, right?
It was a joke. Yeah. It's funny. Ironically, like that's exactly what you can do now with like Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever. It's essentially the same thing. It's just not like an in-game overlay and it has nothing to do with pandas. But it's just kind of funny that it's like sometimes these jokes ironically become like, oh, actually, that's a good idea. Like that's actually a marketable, sellable idea. Right. So.
Yeah, just like I'm sure Pokemon Go drew inspiration from the Google Maps.
Yeah,
Like, it had to have. Because it was so popular. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So if you guys find your favorite April Fool's jokes from this year, do us a favor because there's only 2 of us and 1 million of you.
Yeah.
You guys can all go out there and find them for us and link them back to us.
Yeah, and where can they link them to us?
The best
Termite?
place that you can collect all of this data and send it to us is probably going to be Reddit. So go to Reddit.
Yes.
80-bit Podsmash is the subreddit. So /r/80bit Podsmash and look for the April Fool's Day thread.
Mega thread.
Yes.
I'd love it to be a regular
and
thread.
please link up all of your April Fool's jokes there, and we will interact with you there.
Yeah.
If you want to find us elsewhere, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the same name, 80bit Podsmash. No uppercases or funny business. You can also go to our website, 80bitpodsmash.com, where that is our main landing site for which you'll find links to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and everywhere. Any other podcast service you can think of. If we're not there, tell us about it, and we'll put ourselves there. Because I think we just added ourselves to Castbox, if that's the name of that service.
Okay,
Every
cool.
time I hear of a new service, I go look at it, and I'm like, make sure that we're there.
Yeah.
So,
yep. Sweet.
there you go.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing what you guys have to bring. If you liked this episode, if you're relieved to discover that we aren't breaking up and that we aren't discussing something super heavy to ruin your morning commute, then let us know. And hopefully next week we'll be back with like a more normal topic, more normal
We will be
conversation.
back. There's no hopefully about it.
Yeah, no, we will. Yeah. I guess it was like hopefully more normal as I think what
I see. Well, you have all of our topics planned out.
It's true.
So you know we're having a normal conversation.
I do. I don't remember what it's about though,
Me
so
neither.
apologies. Sorry, no preview this week. But all right, well, we'll look forward to hearing from you, and you'll hear more from us next week.
See you next week.